Hello, everyone. Please meet the wonderful Julie Baker. Should I say Julie M. Baker? Which one do you prefer?
You can say either one. The Julie M. Baker is kind of a joke that when people say, what does the M stand for? I say, mm-mm.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad to be talking to you today. And the reason why I'm interviewing you is because you are going to be on the show Bodies of Stories on the theme of dance this Sunday, November 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And so let me, for people who are watching us, let me read your bio quickly. So you are a writer and a storyteller from the Boston area. In pre-COVID times, you volunteered and told stories and sometimes won at live Moth and Massmouth story slams. You've appeared on GBH World Story from the Stage, and you've had stories on the Moth and Grit podcast. You also co-produce and host a storytelling workshop and open mic series called Now Listen Here. During the pandemic, you post 99-second stories every day. You go to every virtual storytelling event you can find, and you participate in Zoom storytelling workshops to stay connected to the community. So what I'm curious about is, how did all of that start? Maybe your first time telling a story or attending a show, or?
Sure. The first time I told a story, I remember the exact day. It was April 8th, 2016. I know because I got a clearance from a doctor that I didn't have cancer, and it was going to be thyroid cancer. And a friend of a friend told me that had something to do with the throat chakra. And I didn't really know anything about chakras, but she told me it had to do with the throat chakra. So I started thinking about it, how I want to have a voice and I want to be heard. And another friend said, you know, we have tickets to go to this story slam tonight. And do you plan to tell a story? I said, oh, I never tell stories. I just go to listen. And she said, why not? And I swear to God, I heard a voice in my head that said, why not? And I asked her what the theme was. It was parents. I had really colorful parents. So I came up with a story. I put my name in the hat and I got picked and I won.
Wow. Wow. Talk about like hearing voices and hearing a call and just doing it. And so how did it feel?
Oh, it felt like I was always supposed to be doing that. Like it felt like I belonged there. I have no memory of walking up to the mic. I was just suddenly there. I was really, really, really nervous. But the first time I heard someone laugh, I just thought, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. And then what happened?
So then I just started telling stories all the time, and I was really broke around this time. I got sick and I had to be out of work. So I figured out that if I volunteered, I didn't have to pay the cover. So I started volunteering at all of these different events for these different organizations, which got me to know other storytellers. And you always get to put your name in the hat, even if you're volunteering. And I just couldn't get enough of it.
Mm. So do you feel like you had this load of stories that were just asking to come out, or like that were easy to tap into?
Yeah, I coach people and sometimes teach storytelling, and I say there are always stories. There are stories everywhere. I do the 99-second story every day because I have story-worthy things happen. Some of them are silly. The story I posted today was prompted by working on this story. I thought of another thing to do with dance, and I thought, oh, that's my 99-second story. And sometimes it might be something my son says to me. It might be my cat and something my cat does. It might be something I hear on TV. I get inspired and I see stories all around me.
That's so great. And so when, so you have this series called Now Listen Here. How did that come to be?
Well, my partner, Bart Thompson, he started it long before I joined. I was just a volunteer at his storytelling show. And then he said he knew he got married and they were going to be having a baby, and he was really busy with work and other things, and he knew he needed a partner to make it be the best it could be. So he asked me if I wanted to partner with him, and I said sure. And now we do it together. We haven't totally bridged the virtual gap. We've done a few virtual shows, and we've done some outdoor shows. Now that it's getting cold, we're going to have to go back indoors and do some virtual shows, but it's a lot of fun, and it's not competitive. Bart feels really strongly about the mission of promoting the art of storytelling and having it not be competitive. So we have open mics on a theme, and people come and put their name in and tell a story.
That's so great. So open mic, and also, so the workshops that you teach, are they inside this same like organization, or is
Yes. Yes. We haven't done one on Zoom yet. We had just started. We had a whole schedule, and we were all set to go with having monthly storytelling workshops at a new venue in Cambridge, and then COVID hit. And, in the grander scheme of things, we haven't been affected as horribly as many people who've been sick or lost jobs. And, so I don't want to sound too whiny about it, but our plan was to be teaching monthly workshops.
Are they like 2-hour workshops? Or
we started with the first one we ever did was 2 hours, and then we went down to 1 hour. But now I think we need something in the middle. 1 hour is too short, and 2 hours is too long.
Okay. So for people who have never told stories and who are like, I want to know what we learn in those workshops, what are 2 or 3 things that you like teaching?
Sure. I tell people, I've also taught other workshops I go to a UU church, and we do a storytelling workshop there sometimes. And I tell people to come up with a first line, of a story. So if you have a theme as a jumping off place, like dance, like when I was brainstorming what story I was going to tell here, I sort of walked around with the word dance in my head, and I thought about every experience I had watching my daughter in a dance recital, dancing at Betty Jane Turner School of Dance when I was in high school, being in this dance contest, slow dancing with a guy I liked. And I just sort of think about the stories. And then I try to come up with a first line for one that's a contender. And if it's really easy and I want to keep going after the first line, that's usually the story.
I love that. Interesting. That's, I think, because English is not my first language, I think I need to start with the full idea of the story, or more like the core idea. But that's such a good trick to start there with the first line. I like that. Thank you. Well, you will be telling a story with 5 other storytellers from many different places. You will be in the Boston area. I am in Toronto, and I am very looking forward to hear your story. And it will be a fun show because I'm going to play also each storyteller's favorite song to dance to. The purpose of the theme is for me, who have been missing the dance floors and dance in general, to just be reminded of those scenes. And so thank you so much. Any last words?
No, just tell stories. Everyone's got a story. Everyone, and everyone can dance.
Yes. Where can people find Now Listen Here, and any information about yourself?
Now Listen Here Stories is on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. We have a website that needs to be updated at nowlistenhere.org. And I post my 99-second stories on my Twitter and my Instagram at Lazy Julie.
Nice. All right, Julie, thank you so much. And
thank you so much.
Can't wait to see you on the show.
I'm looking forward to it.
Bye.
Bye.